everyone. Thanks again for joining me today. I want to thank everybody who's watched, who's tried. I have gotten so many positive messages from people who I never would have thought would have watched. It's been really fun for everyone to reach out to me and to be in contact with everybody. This has been wonderful. So today we're going to finish up our dinner menus. We're going to be making a shrimp kebab with vegetables and then a side of a sweet potato black bean salad to go with it. But we're also going to finish up our conversation about carbs. And carbs are really quite complicated, which is why we've spent a lot of time on them. Sometimes they get a bad rap as being bad for you, but they're not always bad for you as long as we're making the right choices. And I think that goes along with all of our foods. There's no such things as good foods or bad foods. There's only foods that help you reach your goals and foods that don't help you reach your goals. So let's kind of recap what we've already talked about to get a good understanding and to move forward in this as well. So I got my handy dandy whiteboard. Let's see here. So if you remember correctly, we talked about if a food or drink has calories, there's 4 different types of calories. There's carb calories, there's protein calories, there's fat calories, and then there's alcohol calories. We don't talk a lot about alcohol calories because they're pretty complicated, but we have talked about fat calories and the role of fat calories and how they also add up quickly. We've talked about protein calories and the importance of protein calories as well. That was like the first week we started this whole thing. Now we're going to talk about carb calories, continue our conversation about carb calories. Now the role of carb calories is to be our fuel. Right, this is our preferred source of fuel for your brain and your muscles. And sugar is the basic form of fuel for your brain and your muscles. So here's the thing, as far as carb calories go, carb calories could come in the form of sugar. Now sugar could be natural or sugar could be added. Now natural sugar comes from milk and fruit. Added sugar, of course, is stuff that we add sugar to. Now, so that's sugar. And we call sugar a simple carb because it's 1, maybe 2 sugar strands together. So it doesn't take much to break that apart, and now the sugar is small enough to absorb out of our intestinal tract and into our bloodstream. We had talked the first week about how even our saliva breaks that down pretty quickly. Now, the second type of carb comes from starch, and starch is what we call a complex carb because starch is a whole bunch of sugars stuck together. And it takes us a little while to break that down. So I always call sugar like instant fuel, right? It's fast fuel. It's fuel that it breaks apart easy, it gets absorbed easy, it gets used easy, right? Whereas the starches are a little more complex. If we have 12 grams of carbs, or I should say 15, if we have 15 grams of carbs from something, and if it's in a sugar form, that 15 grams of sugar is going to get into our bloodstream quick, used quick, done quick. Whereas 15 grams of sugar from starch is maybe going to take 40 minutes to an hour, and that's more extended fuel, which is what we're really looking for. We don't want it to burn out quick. We want more sustainable. And then of course there is fiber, which is also sugar, but it's sugar that's held together with bonds that are so tight we cannot break them apart, so we don't actually digest them. They never get small enough to exit our intestinal tract, but that really slows down the digestion process and helps for slower sugar as well. So the higher the fiber, the better, because it does really slow down that digestion process, gives us more sustainable fuel for the long run versus sugar where it's just going to be done, right? So today with our menu, with the sweet potato and black bean salad, that's going to be our starch, right? So here's the thing, all starches provide us the same amount of calories. It all breaks down into sugar. A serving of starch is going to provide us the same amount of calories if it's white or whole grain, right? So a half a cup of white rice is going to have the same amount of calories as a half a cup of brown rice. But the question is, how fast are we going to get that fuel and burn it up, or burn it up and store it, right? So it's better to choose the whole grains, like the brown rice over the white rice, the sweet potato over the white potato, because it does slow down that digestion process, but it is the same amount of calories. So because you are choosing a healthier choice does not mean that you can have more of it. Does that make sense? Okay. So let's start making our dinner. It's going to be, we're going to make some shrimp kebabs on the grill, and some vegetable kebabs. So I'm going to start those up. It is raining. I did not do good planning this week, so I will be grilling in the rain. Yay! Okay, so let me pause this so we can move you so you can see what I'm actually doing. All right? So as you can see, I already have everything sliced up for me. I did choose to do onion and mushroom and red pepper and cherry tomatoes, mostly because this is what I had around my house. It's kind of red and white for me, maybe a good 4th of July kind of meal. I also have shrimp that I've been marinating, and I marinated the shrimp last night in my, I made my own Italian salad dressing, but you could do any kind of Italian salad dressing that you wanted. Another thing I also have prepared is my skewers. I soaked them in water so that they don't burn on the grill. And I'm going to start with my vegetable skewers. So I'm going to start with my mushroom so that I know I have a good solid at the end, so that it doesn't fall off the grill, on the grill. And then I'm going to do tomato. So I'm going to alternate red and white so that it looks, so that it doesn't look like white, white, red, 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 white, white, red, red, red. And the vegetable skewers are going to take a little bit longer on the grill than the shrimp. They say to do the shrimp for 2 to 3 minutes on each side. So that's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to end my kebab with a hearty thing too, so that it doesn't fall off, some more red pepper. So here we have one. Oh, no, I wanted red. So this meal, I'm going to put a little more onion on. I like onion. I like this meal because the vegetables are really kind of chunky, and I like bigger vegetables. When I always talk to my patients about making half of your plate fruits or vegetables, we really got to think about how do we like our vegetables. And a lot of people enjoy salads, and I am not always a huge fan of salads because I prefer my vegetables cooked. And so I don't think there's really necessarily any wrong way to do it. All right, here's my other one. Now, last night I was talking to a couple of my favorite people, and one of them had asked, well, what if I don't want, now I'm going to do my shrimp skewers. One of them had asked, what if I don't want to do the sweet potato black bean salad? And she said, what about like a normal salad? And that would be fine too. You just would be missing the starch, which is fine. Here we go. Got it. And now I'm also aiming, of course, for the 3 to 4 ounces of protein in this meal. So somebody had said, what about a beet salad? I thought that sounded delicious. I'm going to their house for dinner when they make this. Okay. Oh, that one fell off. The tail fell off. So earlier when I started the grill, I was wearing a solid colored shirt, and the raindrops made me look kind of ucky. All right, so we have our shrimp kebab now too. So I'm gonna set that over there. It smells so good. All right, I'm gonna wash my hands and then we're gonna throw together the potato salad. All right, so I already roasted my sweet potatoes too. I did that last night. They had the littlest sweet potato at the grocery store. I was pretty excited. So I have my roasted sweet potato. I am gonna add a little bit of minced up onion, and I'm going to add my black beans as well. And I don't know if you've noticed this or not over the past couple of weeks, but I'm not always huge on measuring. Sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not. So I'm going to add just a couple little spoonfuls of my black beans, and then I'm going to add, I'm probably going to measure my salad dressing though, just to make it a little, I don't want it to be drowned in salad dressing, so I'm actually going to do a half of a tablespoon because this is not the biggest salad in the world. Okay. So if I had some parsley, I would probably add that because it would give it some green. I have an awful lot of red and orange in this meal. But here's my salad that's going to be on the side. When I put this on my plate, it is going to be about a half cup portion size because that's what's recommended for my starch. My shrimp is obviously going to be my protein, and then my vegetable skewers are going to be my vegetables. What I might do is chop up some of this red pepper and add it to this as well, and my mushroom, just because it's left over and I don't want it to go to waste. So let me grill that up. I might add some extra vegetables to my salad, and then I'll show you what my finished plate looks like. And here we have the finished product. I have the sweet potato salad, which I added up those extra vegetables to. And then I have my shrimp kebabs right here. And when you cook shrimp, it's 2 to 3 minutes per side, so very fast. And the vegetable kebabs, and here we have our protein, our vegetable, our starch, and more vegetables. Well-balanced meal. Wasn't super hard to make. I thought it was pretty easy. And with that, we will see you next week where we'll have a conversation about snacks and some grab and go ideas. Okay? I hope everybody stays safe and we will see you soon. Bye-bye. And thank you again for taking the time to watch my video. All right, bye.